Spirit Quest, a novel by Levi Sweeney, read by the author. Chapter 1. The Blue Desert is not a desert. It is a grassy plain, owing its name to the long, cobalt blue grass which covers the area like a large rug. This grass is sickening to a human, but delicious, fattening, and nutritious to farm animals of various types. This location is on the planet Luth, and has a cool hint of pink in the horizon with a pale white sky. There's a gigantic black planet with great neon green rings visible in that sky, which comes out and is visible in the daytime and recedes from view at night to be replaced by glistening white starlight. My name is Andrew Solarin. My friends call me Andy. This is my account of the events comprising my part of the Orange-Blue War, a conflict between the Party of Orange and the Raw Federation, in which I took part as a foot soldier. The events I am about to relate may seem fictitious and amazing to the reader, but I promise that I am telling the truth. I guess some people have lives so interesting and so spectacular that when they commit them to writing, the whole story sounds absurd on its face. When the events contained in this narrative began, I was some 19 years old. The official calendar year was 66, though I suspect that the actual year, marking the progress of humanity, was totally different. At any rate, some 66 years ago, an attempt was made to abolish history. I was working on a cattle ranch called Black Fork Ranch in the company of my uncle Oscar Schmidt. He loved me like he was my father. But, owing to the impulsivity which all young men possess, I deserted him in a rage after he told me that we were not in fact related. Black Fork Ranch lies in Prefecture 40 on the planet Luth, in the Raw system. I have worked there since childhood, raised by Oscar. I still remember his desperate, cloying words transmitted over the crackling receiver of my hovercar's two-way radio. "Andy, I know you can hear me over the hovercar radio. For heaven's sake, respond!" I had made up my mind to disappear, and to disappear quickly. I had some money, owing to jealously saving and hoarding my earnings, and I was therefore in no danger of starving in the event of going on a long journey. I remember Oscar Schmidt's garbled words as I zoomed along in my hovercar down the Blue Desert Highway. "Andy, I know it's been tough losing your Aunt Bella. It's been tough for me too, but please, come home and we'll talk, okay?" What possessed me to drop everything in a blind rage, climb into my used hovercar, which I had bought with my own money at 17, and pilot it away from my lifelong home at age 19? Simply put, I felt betrayed, used to, lied to, manipulated, and disgusted. Oscar's crackling words reverberate through my head very often. "Andy, please, come back. I need you. You're like a son to me. Whoever your father was, he want what I want for you. Peace." I remember what I said to a passing ranch hand as I stormed out of my old homestead, and away from the only house in which I had ever lived. My Uncle Oscar isn't my uncle, not by blood. And so I drove along, in my beeping, whirring vehicle, kicking up dust, zooming down the long road, past the mooing, grazing cows, which stood behind the metal fences bordering the highway, heading dimly toward the only large city within 200 miles, New Tianjin. About 1 hour later, I attempted to communicate with Uncle Oscar, but the two-way radio was out of range. I had no mobile device, and could contact him no other way. I also had no doubt that if I had managed to speak to Oscar just one more time while traveling down the Blue Desert Highway, then none of my other adventures would ever have happened, for I then, surely, would have come to my senses and returned home. End of Chapter 1. This is Spirit Quest, a novel by Levi Sweeney, read by the author. Thank you.